Hello, everyone, listening and watching. Hope this message finds you well on a good day, night, noon, whenever you're getting this message. Last night, I had an interesting dream. I'm going to share that with you. So today's January 4th. This would be a night of January 3rd. And I realized that I had had that dream because I woke up around between 3 and 4 a.m. And I recited the Lord's Prayer. And then I remembered what the dream was. Kind of wild. We were in a battle, in the middle of a war. The timeline was, I don't know exactly. But we were on horses and armored. And there was enough light in the day to know that it was day. But we were someplace very, very high on a range of mountains. There's about 5 of us, myself and 4 others. And we were in the midst of a stronghold. And I want to say that we were fighting to get it back. Now, what's interesting is that I can picture and recall what we looked like and sounded like. But the enemies we were clashing with and we were clashing with well, it's strange. There aren't words that I could justify to say, even to attempt describing them. But I just know that there was clash and contact, and that there was immediate danger that clashing on top of this mountain, it was extremely cold. That one of us could die. But at the same time, we wouldn't. And nobody did. And in the middle of the fight, get on your horses. We need to regroup. Back out now. And without question, the 5 of us saddled up and galloped away extremely quickly. First thing. And we had downed and slayed, I'm watching the five of us, and our enemies are coming down so quickly, slaying an innumerable amount. And so then you might ask, well, why are you backing out? And so we're galloping down. If this was the area of battle, and it was a huge mountain range, we gallop this way. And so one of them asks me, why are we retreating? I said, the battle just took a turn, and the odds are heavily against us, and we cannot lose anyone today. And we look back, and like an army of shadow-like came and descended on that fortress that we were attempting to take back. But you can kind of tell, like everyone knows fighting in a way. Like when that initial point of contact happens, you pretty much know how that battle's going to go. And we're galloping and we're looking back, and we see that initial clash. And we're like, that shadow that descended on our enemy, well, it was almost like a feeling of we should go back. And that is the initial feeling that I experienced between 3 and 4 a.m. that reminded me of the dream. So how else can I describe it? To then package a type of something to unpack that we can discover right now. Right now. Okay, well. Oh man, this is wild. The initial fighting. The enemy that we were battling and attempting to take our stronghold, I can't describe them, right? You just know that that was the enemy, and we also know because we were fighting. So they had our stronghold. We know that we're fighting. We can't really describe the enemy. It's just chaos. It was chaos. And then here we are with just enough light where we are to fight. And we were not dying. But then the shadow that descended on our initial enemy, even that right there. The shadow is described. There's at least a sense of order to the shadow that descended, enough order that I could describe it to you now. In other words, the shadow was not the chaos, not the chaos. I'm going to attempt to abstract it a little bit more. So let's say me and the five of us, we are a force of light attempting to take back this stronghold. And then came a force of darkness that attacked our enemy, but still maintaining a feeling of, well, isn't that darkness our enemy? And so what you have, whether you're looking at it from this perspective of a force of light or a force of dark, is you have these polarities that are at least describable. And they fought a common enemy. And that's why the dream is so wild. Because it's like, wait, maybe for in respect to younger versions of my perspectives, like, wait, isn't it just about light versus dark? No. Not according to me right now, especially in the context of that dream. Because if we make an example out of just an abstract version of light and dark that works, like a yin and yang, right? It's a dance of light and dark. It's working. But then if something is indescribable and it is attempting to take hold of the fortress that is both the light and the dark, that is more chaotic than either the light or dark can be. Because light and dark exist with each other, for each other in a way. They can't exist without each other. So it would be like the thing that's trying to take a hold and destroy the yin-yang symbol in a way. Yeah. And if that chaos wins, and let's say what it would be attempting to do is destroy the yin-yang symbol. Well, what is that? It means what was of light and dark. That chaos is attempting to apply chaos and make it nothing. Essentially, what this dream is telling me is that the combination of pure chaos is working hand in hand with the force that reduces things to nothing. Pretty wild, right? Because if you take away all the dark or darkness, and there's only light, well, then you're blind and it's dark. And if you take away only light and just leave the dark, you see everything, but you see nothing. So light and dark. Already struggling to maintain a balance without destroying the other one completely. So, what else does that mean? Maybe it can mean these two things. That what we thought was originally the most dangerous thing, which is the dark, and the dark would look at the light that way. But from this perspective, what we thought was originally the most dangerous thing isn't. And in that confrontation, that battle, the darkness descended in that moment as an ally. So maybe it attaches to one of these age-old phrases. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I started to play with this idea a couple days ago, and I made a post about it on Instagram. And the idea was, at the very basic level, at least not, excuse me, what was that? It means get it out. It means at least not hating. It means at least not hating. One level up from that, and the idea that I was playing with is not hating anything that God creates. One level up from that would be you show love to everything that God creates. So then, my perspective started to look somewhere where I couldn't really see all that well. And what it did was, it took a part of my perspective and put it in contrast and in parallel. And I was looking, first I was looking through my idea, not hating all of God's creation, then at least showing love. And then what is one of the most beautiful of God's creations? One of the angels. The fallen one. And then I was like, kind of looking at myself through the fallen one's eyes. And then this is what the myself said to the fallen one's eyes. It goes something like, hey, fallen one, I've been thinking about this idea. Not hating and showing love to all God's creations. And so I kind of want to say something to you directly based on that. And what that is there any way you would make me not the target or less of a target? Is there any way you'd make me not the target? You'd make me not your target. You'd make me less of your target. Because, at least for two reasons. Even in the human world, what I've come to realize, any and everyone that's ever done bad unto me, they got it badly. I'd say they got God's wrath badly. I'd add to that, I know some of what God's wrath is like. Some. It's very painful and lonely. So that means a fallen one, I'm not hating you. And in a way, I'm looking out for you as well as one of God's creations, telling you that bad stuff happens. It's happened to me. It happens to people that do bad onto me. And you being the fallen one, I can only imagine how much worse it would be for you if you keep trying to mess things up for me. So then the perspective's kind of changed. And then I'm talking to the myself from the fallen one's perspective. And I say to Christopher, to Christopher, why? Why should I ease up on you? So then Christopher says, you've got billions of other targets. You've got billions. What are you doing, man? Billions. So why me? And then from the fallen one's perspective, didn't say anything. I'm just looking at Christopher. So then I come back into my own perspective. And I'm like, you see what just happened here? Fallen one's like, no, what happened? We're not hating each other right now. We're just talking. And it's the pain that binds us in this context. We both don't want that. That's showing love, man. But it doesn't mean I'm going to listen to you at all for things that are going to cause malevolence and unnecessary evil and chaos in my life. No way, man. No way. Don't even try it. Not a chance. And the New Testament writings and stuff, you try to get me to forsake God. No way, man. Don't even try it. But you know what? Just like what's happening right now, billions of other targets. You know what the pain and wrath of God is like? I mean, imagine the time where we're just venting. Doesn't that seem less bad than me looking at you so badly? I'm perceiving that you're trying to do so much bad onto me. Doesn't that seem less bad? Maybe even good? Because in a way, I'm looking out for you too. And with at least me, we don't have to butt heads all the time. I grew up with 3 dads, Earth dads. Met my biological father just a few years ago. Being without a father sucks. Being the black sheep of the family sucks. Everyone thinks you're worse than you are. So could you ease up? We'll see what happens. So that was the idea I was playing with, yeah. And that relates to the dream. Shortly afterwards, the dream happens. Me and 4 horsemen are fighting the chaos that is attempting to reduce both sides to nothing. I say we gotta form up, we gotta reform, we gotta redo things. And as we're on the way back, I sense it. Here comes the dark shadow. Brah! And it descends on our common enemy. Okay. So here's the thing. The common enemy will not win. Will not win. And here's why both sides are concerned. Because the common enemy will chaotically reduce the structure and order of the dark to nothing. That's what they're attempting, at least. The common enemy would attempt to destroy the structure and order of the light. Sounds kind of cryptic and serious. Let me just ease up a bit. In Earth terms, if something destroyed the moon, if something destroyed the sun, you see, one light to rule the day, and one light to rule the night. And the Kohavim, the stars, also for special days, nights, and times. Neither light can be destroyed, and the common enemy will not win to destroy one side or the other. But that is why both sides should be concerned. If you're the moon, that'd be kind of wild. I'm not going to just sit around and let the sun get whacked on. And if you're the sun, you'd be like, I'm not going to just sit around and let the moon get whacked on. No way. No way. So maybe it's time. It's a time of day. It's a time of night. And it's special enough for the stars, the Kohavim, or the Mercuries, the messengers, to say that message. Because we're not the manifester of that message, are we? It's just anthropomorphic terms that allow it to exist in this world. So relax. If I say stars, Kohavim, Mercury, relax. Okay? Sheesh. It's like saying, I like food. I like hot food. I like cold food. I like sweet food. I like salty food. Whatever I'm saying food. Okay? We need the food to sustain each other. We can't destroy the ingredients. So that was the dream. That was the dream. That was the dream. And so especially to some people, let's say you're starting to really participate in the meaning of things. And at the fundamental level, maybe you have an idea of what's really dangerous and what's really good. And that maybe with enough meaning, more than ever, you, we, us, use, us, we will be able to discern ever better the clear difference between fear and danger. Because maybe what I thought was dangerous for a long time was just fear. And we're not afraid, and we're not bored. And if anyone's out there scratching their head like, huh, fear, danger, what? There's a difference? Can you give me an example? Sure. You're in your car, you're driving. You have your cell phone. Pops up. Boom. Navigation system says, turn right. That's a notification, right? And then you're going down the road, you see a red light. GPS says, stop, red light. Boom. Notification. Now, if you run the red light, now you're in danger. You can get hit. But not running the red light is a notification of the fear that says it would be smart not to get hit. You're not in danger right now. But it is a good thing, at least in that context, to fear not running the red light so that you don't get hit. So there's a difference there between fear and danger. Fear is the notification. It's the pop-up. It's the red light. And danger, well, yeah. In some sense, some real sense, is when you don't listen to the fear. But they're not the same. Yeah. So in that example, right? I think anyone, even if it was like in a movie, here comes this dark shadow descending, fearful. But wait a minute. Me and my four horsemen, we're over here. We're not in the danger anymore. Or just a few moments ago, we're trying to battle for the stronghold because we fear losing it. But we are not dying. None of us have died, and we're taking down the enemy. We are in the mix of danger, fighting. But that which was originally fearful, but that what we observed was originally fearful, the dark shadow descending, and we're out of danger. It's like, wait a minute. They're descending on my common enemy. All of a sudden, both are gone. Fear and danger is gone. And you're kind of getting a grip of that idea. Fear and danger is gone because there's something that unites us. And at the very basic level of existence, that is, our existence will not be taken away from us. So, super serious. Let's relax. We'll see you on the next video.